analysis, issues all about Liberia and the rest of the world. Today is Friday, June 7, 2024. I'm Alfred Rogers anchoring. In the headlines this afternoon, Liberia is among African countries to benefit as South Korea commits 10 billion in investment to the continent. Tragic motor accident leaves two persons dead and others badly injured in Yapatown, Riverside County. Citizens in southeastern Liberia commend government for massive road rehabilitation in the region. And away from home, South Africa President Cyril Ramaphosa identifies unity government as best option after a toxic election campaign. Details of these captivating stories plus more, including the news in simple Liberian English, French, sports, all coming up on Newsline this afternoon. First, we take a bulletin of news read for us by Fabian Guia.
Liberia is among several African countries poised to receive 10 billion United States dollar development assistance from the South Korean government. It followed the signing of joint declaration by African heads of state, including President Joseph Boyka and the Korean counterpart at the end of the Korea-Africa Summit. In the joint declaration, South Korea has committed to continue expanding official development assistance up to 10 billion US dollars by 2030 as a catalyst for projects for cooperation with Africa. It says approximately 15 billion US dollars in export financing will be provided to Korean companies by 2030 to encourage their activities in Africa with the aim of stimulating trade and investment with Africa. The signatories to the joint declaration also agreed to regularly review and support the implementation of the commitments made at the summit. Meanwhile, foreign ministers from the African nations and the South Korean counterparts have been tasked to meet in 2026 to evaluate the outcomes of the just ended Korea-African Summit. A tragic motorbike accident has killed two persons and severely injured one in Riverside County. The incident happened when the two motorbikes collided near the Yakpa police station in the county. Our correspondent named the victims as Marcus McGill and Juan Jr., a motorcyclist from Johnsonville in Sino County. The injured person, identified as Koliswa, is undergoing treatment at the Riverside District Referral Hospital. A 27-year-old woman, Dorothy Yima, has been discovered dead in Maryland County. According to our correspondent, the victim died as a result of drowning in the Depo River. Our correspondent calls the victim's uncle, George Hotosuno, as saying the incident occurred recently when Dorothy had gone to sell baskets along the river. Medical report has since revealed to police investigators and family members of the victim that there was no foul play. Meanwhile, the body of Dorothy Yima has since been turned to her family for burial. Citizens and residents of Grand Jida County have praised government for its ongoing rural rehabilitation across the southeast. It follows the rehabilitation of more than 110-kilometer road by government along the Zwedru-Feloken Highway. Zwedru City Solicitor Anthony Jerome Topper to our correspondent Thursday, the move signifies President Boyka's commitment to ensure all primary roads are pliable. Our correspondent named Tapita, Zwedru, Plibo, Barclayville, River G, Grand Jida roads are some of the corridors being rehabilitated. Meanwhile, Anthony Topper is calling on the government and partners to pave major roads in the area as another phase. Center for Transparency and Accountability, Central, has pledged to work along with relevant institutions to improve the education system of Liberia. Central Senior Program Officer Rando McCall said the entity has since provided grants to several civil society organizations to monitor the operations of various schools in Liberia. Mr. McCall told Elbc Friday the move is intended to foster transparency and accountability in the country's education sector.
A lot of the schools don't have supplies. A lot of the schools have an infrastructure problem. Some of the teacher shortage everywhere.
He said currently Central is conducting alternative resource mobilization to generate additional funding to enhance education in the country. The Central Senior Program Officer believes the initiative, when completed, will go a long way in building of vibrant and efficient education system. A joint intra-governmental team is in Grangeda County to carry out assessment of various governmental sectors in the county. Those sectors include the county's council, security service center, respectively. The joint intra-governmental team comprises representatives from the Ministry of Internal Affairs, Liberia Revenue Authority, and Governance Commission, among others. And more than 200,000 farmers and agriculturists are expected to shortly benefit grants from the government of Liberia. The grant will cover 6 of Liberia's 15 political subdivisions to enable local farmers to expand and increase production. The projects will be implemented by the Ministry of Gender with funding from World Bank. It will benefit farmers and agriculturists from rural Monserrado, Bomin, Grand Cape Mount, Grangeda, Riverses, and Bapolu counties.
Fabian Kuya in the news bulletin. She returns a little later. That's when you listen to the foreign news. This is Newsline on Elbc Radio. One of the big stories we're following: citizens in southeastern Liberia commend government for massive road rehabilitation in the region. Liberia and South Africa of several African countries were